computer. All right, we are recording.
You're listening to 0 Hour, a Scarlet Rhapsody podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of 0 Hour. We are here talking about Fanime 2020. Don't worry, it's only pretend. What a show.
Are you sure? Are you sure we're not hallucinating here?
I don't know. We just took a side trip to Belafonte Gardens, aka Gilroy Gardens. We had a little bit too much of that garlic ice cream. I'm still kind of recovering from garlic fries, so yeah.
If anything, this guy over here is still trying to recover from the hangovers he's had all weekend. Friggin' too many benders over the weekend.
Dude,
Oh,
how much have you had?
I lost count after day 2.
Any hoot, with us on the show is myself, Eric Gami. And then we also have my lovely co-host, Jared the Greek.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the party.
And we also have CaliConBlogs with us on the show. We have Ryan.
Hey, everyone.
And we have Matt, not an Angels fan.
Oh. Let's not get to that right now. But yes, hi, I'm Matthew.
All right, let's talk about day 0. Now, Jay and I, we usually don't do day 0. We usually fly in on day 1. What was your day 0 experience like?
It was kind of like strange because the fact that by the time I left work, I like pretty much hit the road. My friend Dalton said he wasn't gonna make it for the trip. Halfway through, like I'm like heading through Reading and up the 5, I get a call from him to say, "Hey, I'm gonna be flying into San Jose next morning." I'm like, "What? Are you crazy? Like, nah, that can't be right." So by the time then I got straight up to Matt's, just like pretty much, and we just kicked it all the way, just drove all the way to San Jose.
Well, we did stop in. I was gonna say we stopped in Japantown.
Yeah, that we did do. That we did.
Yeah, we also went to Pier 39 and Shake Shack as well down at Palo Alto because I know you wanted to go back after last year.
Shake Shack is the best.
Yeah, it brings me back to those good old Otakon days of Shake Shack.
Yeah, so I got the notice that Dalton was going to get in tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, so we kind of like, we put ourselves in. We went to check in and everything. And then it was like, what else are we going to do? So we went over to Iguanas.
Of course, you can't go wrong with a burrito-zilla. I mean, despite everyone always saying like one burrito joint is better than the other, I swear to God, we're going to get to it later, but this guy, I swear to God, if it wasn't burrito-zilla, he was like obsessed with Vicks all weekend.
But wait, you told me you didn't want to share your burrito-zilla with me.
That time, yeah. But, I mean, again, I'm not the one who walked home with 16 bottles of orange sauce.
Look, fine. I said, you know what, fine. I'm going to buy my own burrito-zilla. I'm going to eat it all. And we did.
You still went to the Vicks before we even got the burrito and just went for the orange sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about burrito wars later. I'm not trying to get for peace on these burrito wars here because normally, honestly, we've never tried Vicks. We've never tried Iguanas. We did try a new place this time around, but we'll get to that in a bit.
But at that point, you know, we're just establishing, we're getting all our drinks ready, icing everything down, organizing, figuring it out how we're going to do our corner partition room this time around. And,
what did you guys got the Marriott again, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we got Fairmont.
Lucky you guys. Hopefully this time there isn't like a gas leak or anything.
And yeah, thankfully this time around they did have toilet paper, unlike last year.
Oh dear God, I heard that story.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, they forgot to stock up on toilet paper for some reason. We were telling a friend of us, hey, bring up some toilet paper. Bring up some toilet paper. What is this, 2020?
All right. So I think at that point, we're all set to go for day 1. Although it's like first thing I had to do that morning was to go pick up Dalton at the airport.
Yeah, I take it was pick up for press badges and whatnot.
I mean, we got our badges, but like Matt, I think you forget that I ran into him we didn't pick him up, but I ran into him at like dealer's hall like right as it opens.
Oh, so who did I pick up?
Remember?
Then? All right, so day one, yeah, I had to go pick up Ray because he couldn't get off work. So I think by then I thought it was gonna pick Dalton up, and he showed up at the convention center. It's like, okay, cool, I'll have to pick him up.
Yeah, sounds like you guys had a busy morning. We had a busy morning too, actually.
Yeah, we had to fly out of LAX. Drove up from let's see. Yeah, I drove up from my parents' house. Went to LAX. Got an early morning flight. Yeah, we woke up at like 5 a.m. in the morning.
I don't want to think about it.
And then just landed over in SJC. Took a Lyft over. Lyft wasn't too bad. Kind of curious about like just driving up to Fanime next year. I mean, my mileage on my car is not too bad, but I also like the convenience of flying.
There's also the issue of parking over there, as I've heard it's rather expensive or shady, depending on where you park.
Yeah, because that's kind of like debating, like, you know what, like I could like put in the Fairmont, but ballet costs like $25.50 a day. But I'm like, okay, that times 4, might as well just go for the plane ticket. But ended up just getting like 3 miles on Southwest. Like, hey, I might as well just use all these miles I have I accumulated on my Southwest card. So like, it ended up being a $20 flight round trip from LAX's SJC. Go us for saving money.
That's really the trick, especially with cons, because cons can get so freaking expensive.
Mm.
And yeah, I just rolled up to the Fairmont. Not too bad checking in. Just ended up just taking a nap and just nomming on some Trader Joe's salads before the day starts. You know, family doesn't really pick up until like 12, 2 o'clock once opening ceremonies hits up. So, you know, they just kind of give you the morning, just kind of relax and just kind of unwind and just kind of like just checking with friends and whatnot. So yeah, day one, what were your cosplays?
Matt, you go ahead.
Let's see. I actually broke out an Oron high school host club jacket that I recently reordered because everyone is now wearing Oron jackets. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna wear one around. I also wore Yuri Katsuki for the Yuri on Ice gathering that was early on in the afternoon before everything got hectic in the evening.
Oh wow, you doubled it up. Like I only just stuck to one cosplay, and it was for the Fate meetup. Like, hey, I'll just bust out Nero in her idol outfit. It's like, I do like me some Nero spears.
And I ended up joining you for that gathering as just Gilgamesh in his chillax outfit, because walking around in gold armor with the heat would not have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Ryan, what was your cosplay on day one?
Well, starting out the day, like right after like the whole adventure, I was hosting the classic Sega gathering, so Streets of Rage 4 just came out, and I kind of looked at like my options. I was actually cosplaying the more recent iteration of Axel Stone from Streets of Rage 4.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Got to see a lot of surprisingly, aside from the new Sakura Wars characters, or at least the iterations of Sakura, I actually saw one of the classic Sakuras there, and I was like kind of fanboying a little bit. And by the time then, like Fate Gathering came around, I remember seeing you guys there. I was there as a waiver and like getting my butt handed to me by freaking Gilgamesh over there.
Yeah, that was awesome. Got video of that.
Look, even me and I cosplay as Gil, and I also believe that like freaking writer got jobbed so hard.
Oh.
And he had to in order to like have the story work, but they should have found a different way of having that conclude where it would actually make sense for the story.
No, I definitely agree about that.
All right, so Dealer's Hall opens up. What do your eyes spy that you need to get at Fanime, and did you get it at that moment?
Bluefin Boof, right away.
And that was all our plan, except for I never bum rush the Dealer Hall on day one because it's insane. You got to get there like in the last hour of it, because otherwise you're stuck with 2 trillion people, and no bueno.
Yeah, you've no right out of that one. What did you see at the Bluefin, Ryan?
Well, I mean, given now that it's the end of the month, everyone's been waiting for like the MG Curios. Like that was definitely something I wanted to pick up. I actually picked up this season 1 high grade clear set since I got the second season set last year. I picked up a couple like the like hobby or at least con exclusives. Like they have a lot of the clear sets. Actually got Matt a real grade clear Wing Zero custom since he's been wanting to build Gunpla for a while that he hasn't, and I figured his birthday is coming up in about 2 months. I'll get it for him. Oh crap! Spoiled that.
Oh,
my bad.
Ooh. Oh, I didn't hear that.
It's live, people.
Oh, let's see. The first thing I did was go over and make sure that the lady that does the Jimmy badges are back, and of course she was. So it's like, all right, I have to set aside 60, 120. I wanted to get 2 batches this year, so I went on day 1. I got my Yuri Katsuki batched for 60. It's like, all right, I'm gonna have to wait until my Kikiguri cosplay on day 3 to get that again. So other than that, I think I caught up with you guys at the Bluefin. I got that Wing Zero set, and it's like, I don't want to overload the room too much with merchandise, so I just browsed a little. I was also looking for Love Live Nessos.
Yes.
Companion to my Chica. And then somehow, some way, instead of ending up with the Chica, with like, I think it was like a Kanon Nesso, I ended up with the Maki body pillow.
That is an option.
That is an option.
Well, there's a crazy story about that later that we'll go about too. But I mean, outside of that, like I was looking for a couple other things. I ended up getting another Asuna figure to add to my collection. God forbid that shrine is getting way too big now. But outside of that, I can never find Asuna and Nessos anywhere. I mean, they used to exist, but not anymore.
The series isn't as popular as it used to be.
Yeah, I was like looking for more Saber Nessos, but I only have the Saber in her everyday outfit with the apron on because, like, yeah, I'm just trying to build up like my card to have like all the Saber merch and plushes. Like, I'm just happy with the one I got earlier this year. Eyes on the prize. I was looking for Daya charms because I'm trying to fill up my Daya bag. But I did find like this one booth that had like a lot of old school merchandise, and I'm like, okay, like back in my day, I used to like collect these anime Barbies, and I had 2 of the 3 gals from Magic Knight Rare, so I'm like, do I go with the Hikaru doll? Like, Hikaru wasn't really my favorite out of the 3, that's why I just kind of waited to get her. It's like, but when the guy was like, hey, like, I was like, yeah, like I have both Umi and Fu at home. I was like, yeah, I just gave you this one for free. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while. Like, okay, thanks.
Wow.
Like, hey,
that's nice of them.
No, I should have waited. There'd eventually been a Super Robot Wars fan walking by, going like, "Oh my god, I need a rare." AT people, freaking awesome. It has Rayearth and Cowboy Bebop, therefore best Super Robot Wars game of all time.
AJ, did you see anything in the dealer stall that you?
I did. I had to go to Bluefin. And again, they do have the con exclusive type stuff, including but not limited to the full weapon set Leo that I missed out on the pre-order, so I was able to grab that. And of course, because I'm a grunt suit fanatic, I had to go and get myself a Gym Sniper and the Desert Zaku, which made me very happy. My brother and I have been talking about adding a Desert Zaku to my set for a while now because I got him into the. He doesn't build kits, but he freaking loves the grunt suits, so he's just a grunt suit fanatic with me now. All about the grunt suits, people. Ooh, look at me. I'm in a shiny, overpowered Gundam. No, look at me. I'm in a low-tier thing that could get killed in 2 hits, and I'm going to become an ace. Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, that GM Sniper can take out a pretty decent, warship in just one shot. I mean, sure, it's a big charge-up time, but...
But if you can get those shots in, it can do some heavy damage. So, yeah.
Agree.
Underrates them. Even my brother's joke is like, what's the difference between a Gem and a Zaku? Zaku's don't blow up the second they step out of the base. Joke.
And I had to get the thing that I always get at the Fanime Dealers Hall, that delicious, sweet takoyaki. How many of you have the takoyaki at the Fanime Dealers Hall?
Yeah, that's the dinner of choice.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was so good. And then
of choice.
And then of course next door is the Wild Bill's soda booth. So I gotta go back and get more soda.
Yeah, we kind of miss seeing them. Like we didn't like catch them until like the very last. Like, hey, Wild Bill's is here.
Yeah, that's a good always pro tip to anyone. you know that Wild Bill's is going to be there, or you hear it is, grab your cup on day one, and you will never be without a drink for your entire convention, because it's $2 or $3 to get the wristband for each day.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But some limited refills is definitely worth it.
If you buy the big cup, the mug thing. They're called mugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have like on our desk right now.
I don't know what to call them because it's like a big barrel with a handle. It's like a stein almost. It's huge. It'll be more. You will take in so much sugar from that booth, your head might explode.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I picked up on day one. They had a FanimeCon exclusive growler, a 64 ounce behemoth.
Nice.
How did you carry that?
I don't know, but then here's the thing, like, if you bought the growler, I think the growler was almost like $60, they gave you limited refills for the entire convention. You didn't have to go buy each day.
Worth it.
Yeah, that is.
But they only had like, I think it was like 50, and I was like, I got them before. I got the last one, and I'm like, oh my god. But like, yeah, that growler came in handy, especially for the nights.
Anyone hit Okamoto Kitchen for that P5R collab they had going?
Yeah, we didn't check out Okamoto Kitchen until day 2, so we'll get into that review because Dave reviewed our Fanime exclusive bento.
Yeah, I have to because I Expo one and that was really good. And anytime they're at an event, I try to give them a review and a shout out on Instagram and Twitter and wherever else I can because they are awesome. I think there's occasionally there'll be one thing in the mixes that I'm like, this is not my thing. But like 99% of the time, the food is like mind-blowing and great and filling, especially filling.
I mean, that Cosme like plush they gave with the meal was worth it. Like, well worth the wait. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you go check out the hot dog carts.
Hot dog?
Hot dog? Hot dog? Hot dog?
Hot dog? Hot dog?
I'm trying to drink water here. You're gonna make me like choke on water. Don't do that. Oh God. You can still kind of smell it. It's still making me nauseous.
It's very permeating, isn't it?
Oh.
I mean,
Hollywood.
Between all the hot dogs and elotes that weekend, oh my god! It's like if I didn't want Levix or Korean barbecue or Brazilian barbecue, I got hot dogs and elote.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it. I always pronounce it elote.
Well, the more you know.
Disgusting corn stuff.
Yeah, it is that corn stuff that you tried at
not for me. There's many people who love it. You are not alone in that, but like for me, not for me.
Yeah, I can kind of see. Did anybody go to Artist Alley?
Review, we pronounce it elote.
It's really should just be someone commenting. Someone is whiter than he looks on camera.
We apologize to any of our Latino Hispanic listeners. Yeah, we used to pronounce it as elote. Like, thank you for correcting us, young Filipino Matt.
You're welcome. Did anybody go to Artist Alley?
Yeah, I decided to check out Artist Alley for what I could stomach of it. It's always been like just super crowded. Like you're always sardine like right in. It's really kind of hard to like things you want to browse for. I know some of my things I'm always looking for is Azure Lane keychains. Got to have my British ships. Got to have my Enterprise. Really try this year. Always keep trying to like just have quality time to Artist Alley, which I don't know. I just feel like just so sardined in. Like Jay here, he tried walked in a few steps, had a panic attack, and then had to get a breather.
I'm a severely claustrophobic, people. That room does not work for me. Like the dealer hall is at least spacey enough that I can kind of handle it even during heavy times, but that Artist Alley, like I remember back, let's go about 10 years ago or thereabouts, I loved going to the Artist Alley. There'd always be people who would have like uniquely made doll clothes for BJDs and stuff like that. And I actually liked picking up things like that, but I like my doll. But unfortunately, I haven't bought any doll clothes in forever. And even if I was looking for doll clothes, forget it. I'll let someone else go for me. Because I'll just sit outside and play Azure Lane on my phone. It's fine.
I'm a huge Violet Evergarden fan. It's recently become a #1 anime of all time. And somebody was selling a 20s, maybe the dimensions right. It was a 24x36 canvas art.
Nice.
Of Violet, and it was for $100, and I said, I want that.
You just dropping cash at a Fanime, man, and it's only day one.
That's making it.
I know. Well, I'm preserving at some point because
Rain Miranda.
Look. Oh man, but no, that canvas art is beautiful, and it's like, it looks like the official Kyoto Animation artwork, but it's done by an artist. I'm like, oh god, that so looked good in my room. But yeah, that was it for Artist Alley.
All right.
I'm usually passing Artist Alley. I just go over it just to look to see what's around, but mostly that's it.
All right, Jay, you ran a couple of panels on
Every
day
single
one.
day.
Yeah. What panels did you run on day one?
Okay, so day one was, let's see, that was Make Mine Mecha, which always does well. Always have a bunch of like crazy fans who are just showing up there. Great doing that panel, and I'm like, oh good, I have a bright costume and I'm dressed as Gilgamesh. What a great combination here. But it is what it is. You just deal with it. Panel went well. It's the new, well, slightly updated version. It's not the new one. Final Fantasy is the new one, but updated version. I think people liked it. I think most of it was just people who wanted to hear the titles of series they like, because they got people like cheering for things. And I'm like, I'm not teaching anyone anything. All of you already know these shows, but it's fun. Fanime has a great audience, regardless of the panel, and that worked out really well.
And also the panels, programming people, they feed us very well.
Yeah, that's kind of my survival rations place. And in fact, last year they saved my life by actually
having pizza.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we have some extra pizza here. Does anyone want this? Like, yes. I will eat all the pizza.
Because we were delayed by a bunch of different things. But this time around, no food searches at like 9 o'clock, thank God. But yeah, Make My Mecha went pretty well, and panel hopped a bit because when you're in the Fairmont, you may as well.
Also, you debuted your brand new 21 plus panel. It's a Japanese beer tasting. How did that go?
That was interesting because one, it's not like I can take a bunch of beer samples for everyone in the audience, so it ends up becoming kind of it was half a joke panel and half a real panel. We got a couple different bottles of things, and I was kind of drinking them and describing them to people. And I remember the first 30 minutes of the panel, and the rest is kind of vague.
Yeah, after that we went to Craig's tiki party.
And things become even more vague. I think Craig said something silly at one point that everyone laughed. I know he kept kind of
isn't when you're
just random cups, and
yeah,
I didn't even know what I was drinking at
excess
certain
of
points.
drink of my pupil.
And I'm like, I thought sake was a drink for people. And he's like, this is sake, and then mixed to 4 other things. And I'm like, sure, I'll try that. And next thing I remember is noon on day 2.
I could fill in the gaps, okay?
Alrighty.
So how did you guys party on day 1?
Oh my god, this is where like his bender begins. Like literally, like there's this new game that we found out about kind of like around from like the community called Asian Flush, and there's an anime version of it. This guy took the game a little too seriously because he got all the bad cards, and then that's pretty much when the whole weekend goes to hell. Like, it's his fault that he couldn't sing like the opening to freaking Gundam Iron Blood Orphans like incomplete without screwing it up, or at least without like trying to flubber it, not flubber it.
It wasn't Iron Blood Orphans. It was Easy Breezy from Isoken.
At least it's not Easy Breezy by Hikaru Utada.
Oh my god, that was... So we're playing this game, and like this guy, like I swear to God, he has the worst luck. Like first it's like the opening, then it's like if your waifu or husband is not in the room, take 6 sips, and it's like, oh my god, it was an utter shit fest for Matt.
Yeah, I don't, and I think we went over to the tiki party. We ran it with you and Craig, and that's all I remember last.
Yeah, that party.
I had to drag him back.
It's too crazy for a day 1 party. Craig needs to like I don't mind all the cool unique rums and stuff they have from Trader Joe's. I do really appreciate that. I just wish I could remember what they were and what their flavors were, because yeah.
Pretty much. I think after that though, it was like we went to the tiki party, we left after I had to drag Matt back to the hotel. not even half an hour later, like we're hearing like Adam like right next door, and he's already over there. I'm all like using the bathroom real quick. He's already over there like drinking. Like, Matt, haven't you had enough? Like, nope, the weekend's just started.
No, I didn't know that was. Well, it doesn't matter. I was in the Fairmont. I'm not going all the way to the Marriott for a party when I can't remember what I'm doing. That was just dumb. I just get lost. I just wake up in the park going, what the hell am I doing here?
Oh, it gets worse on day 2. I ended up in some spots that I like. We'll explain it in day 2.
That's why when someone drags you back to the hotel room, you stay in the hotel room. That's the lesson.
Yeah, because at 12 a.m. you found your way to the 18 plus gun club panel.
Well, you know, I wanted to find out about some of the new kits coming out. That is not what they were talking about.
Yeah, Ryan, did you check out the 18 plus gun club panel?
I was going to, but then after hearing some of the shit just like passing by, I'm like, nope, fuck this. So like, hey Jared, you want to give like maybe like if you can remember any like of moments from it, like anything that happens, like at least anything decent.
Well, one, okay, I'm going to point out here that up until this point, I've never seen like, artwork of certain Gundam characters. Now I have. Thanks.
Wait, Gundam Yaoi surprises you? I mean,
no, I haven't seen it before. I don't go out and say, oh man, I need to find out who Amuro's having sex with today. Let me go check the internet.
Oh, I can get you some first attack dojins right now. Hang on.
I'm good.
No, Amuro's topping this.
No, it's fine. We're all good here. So it was basically kind of like a crap posting panel where it's just, let's just bring out the weirdest, creepiest Gundam-related stuff. Let's make fun of the memes and what have you. Generally fun. I'm glad I can't remember what's the panel. I think they ended up playing a chunk of that Korean Gundam. That was a thing.
Oh my god.
Oh lord.
Like Korean Gundam. The one where Amuro is wearing short clothes for some reason.
Sayla's his sister or girlfriend?
Sister/girlfriend, question mark.
I don't know. I don't speak Korean, but yeah, that's a thing that exists, people.
It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free.
Don't.
But have a few drinks. You probably need to be as wasted as Matt as he was at Fanime to appreciate Korean Gundam.
And I think I wanted to tell them about doozy bots, but I think I was a little too doozy myself to do so. Otherwise, I'm like, guys, you gotta talk about doozy bots like I used to do at my panel. I think no, it's still my panel. Yeah, I still have doozy bots in my panel. Doozy bots is the best Gundam series that was never made. It's really not. It's terrible, and we're glad it doesn't exist.
Because I was gonna say, are you kidding? Like, the best Gundam series that was never made is obviously Crossbones.
That's true.
Anywho,
I also would say the proper TV series version of F91.
I was gonna say. So let's move on to day 2. How hungover are we?
As I said, I didn't get it.
Oof.
Yeah, I had to cover for your loop on the 3rd panel.
But you know Lupin stuff, so
yeah,
everything
that
went out
was perfectly fine, but it just got really annoying because when I got down the elevator, I was cosplaying as Fujiko. It's like, yeah, I'll just pack Fujiko. I was on the way to the panel, and I got some compliments of my cosplay, but when I cosplay as Fujiko, I always get these comments. Like, Natasha, how do you feel that your movie has been delayed till November? Like, shite. People still think I'm Black Widow.
What was the blonde version of Fujiko? The brunette version.
Or I can go in her, like, what was it? That movie thing that she did with the green bodysuit thing.
Oh, from Cagliostro?
Not Cagliostro.
The military look?
Not
military
that
looks
one.
pretty awesome, actually.
I kind of want to do
cool.
that, but I just need a Cagliostro loop on. So I just kind of on my way, like, oh my gosh, Natasha, like, hi, check out our Lupin panel because you sound like you need a Lupin panel. You sound like you need some education on the classic anime known as Lupin the Third, okay? So, like, it was a pretty good crowd for the Lupin the Third panel, but for some reason, like, the video clips were just kind of being being funky.
Well, the joy of having it continuously transferred from computer to computer. Eventually, the older clips don't work right.
Yeah, that's true. But it went pretty well. But so I had to cover her for your butt on that one. And then just immediately just change out into something else. I'm like, hey Jay, you do know Azure Lane is today, right?
And I said, yeah, just pull my uniform out. I'm gonna stay in this bed for another hour.
And we eventually got to the con center around like 1 o'clock ish. But I think before that we just kind of went over to Original Joe to get some post hangover food. Have any of you dined at Original Joe's?
Can't say I have.
We went last year, but then we had a bad experience. Like the food wasn't as good, so we actually avoided Original Joe's all this year. No. Yeah, it was Original
You're
Joe's.
thinking
Yeah,
of
it was
Peggy
Original Joe's.
Sue's.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking Peggy Sue's. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I said, my mind was still hazy that morning because I remember that Saturday was I needed to get food, so I went to Levix and got everyone burritos.
Oh, that actually does sound like good hangover food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here's the trippy part. So I'm waiting in line to order for Levix. Guess who shows up and wonders what's to order? Kawamoto and Aya Hirano.
Dude.
Now, if you're gonna come to America, you may as well get burritos. I mean, let's face it. That is the most
And the translators were like, we don't know what to order. Order for us. So I said, okay, I'll give you some El Pastor burritos, breakfast style, and some orange sauce. And to see their faces of eating that burrito with the orange sauce is just amazing. Because then we had to interview them. We interviewed Flo, Homemade. We interviewed, I forgot who we interviewed. We interviewed like 5 or 6 guests in a span of like 3 hours.
That's
Right,
amazing.
remember that?
Kawamoto, Aya Hirano, Yuri Lowenthal, Giles Portrays, and Homemade Kazaku.
Those were busy. I mean, I had a bunch of panels too, except for the one I missed. But they were otherwise I had a bunch of panels too, and a certain event on Sunday that I did.
We'll get to that certain event.
Actually, I'm still surprised Matt made it through the interview, considering how hungover he was. Especially for Hirano, he wanted to take a shot with.
I sobered up. Hey, to be fair, this con, I sobered up real quick all 4 days, including day 1.
Not so much for me. I was still hungover at the Azure Lane game.
And you're the white person who's supposed to like be able to like hold their booze.
I know, but again, I had multiple beers, and then Craig was like, "Here, have this. Here, have this. Here, have this." Your body can only hold so much liquid. But for those who don't know, I do wear my Admiral with sunglasses, so I just had my sunglasses on the entire time. I was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah.
My sunglasses a little better.
You know what? It could be worse though. You could be with Nate, and you could be doing shots before the Persona gathering. Then I have to run it.
Yeah. Thankfully, I do not take drinks before gatherings, although there's certain gatherings I probably should. But as it at least most people are pretty chill. I didn't get to my standard one where I do like the sound off like that.
How did you feel when we had to reenact the Battle of Leyte Gulf in the middle of the convention center?
It's not the Battle of Leyte Gulf. It was just you being dressed as Enterprise hanging out with Filipino friends.
What, Enterprise is what?
And then
Just because Enterprise rolls up to a bunch of Filipinos who happen to like Azure Lane and says some mabuhay bitches doesn't mean I'm to say like, hey, let's go beat them to the Japanese Navy.
Yeah, and I was MacArthur returning, like I said. I've returned to the Philippines. You're not in the Philippines. You're just in San Jose. Oh.
There is a San Jose in the Philippines, though.
There is. It's from the famous movie Zombie 3. Oh, no, that's Santa Monica, Philippines. Never mind. I'm sorry. Screwed that one up. That was my fault. Seriously, they're in Santa Monica and it's shot in the Philippines. And so the joke is it's in Santa Monica, Philippines.
Yeah, I was cosplaying as Enterprise, brought our eagle with us. Semi-hungover Admiral here in shades. So apparently Rob Miles decided to pull us for a random fireside chat immediately afterwards because he was quite impressed with our reenactment of Battle of Leyte Gulf.
It's become kind of a tradition to do panels with Rob. It's great. He's a great guy. He always asks some good questions. I love Stage Zero. I gotta point that out. Like, except for when it's blasting loud music and you're hungover, that's not a great combination. But other than that, I actually really do have a love for Stage Zero in. I wish more cons had a Stage Zero equivalent, but I think they wouldn't pull it off as well.
It was funny because once there were some of the audience who recognized you. I was like, "Hey, is that Meet the Magic guy?"
Yeah, those have been getting passed around by people, and they're like, "Hey, you do food reviews. Why aren't you fatter?" Yeah.
Yeah, and someone wanted to like just pet the eagle. I thought that was very odd.
Yeah, people because
It's a very realistic looking eagle.
yeah, it's a realistic looking eagle, so people really like it. Surprised more people don't ask to take photos with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hello, Eagle-san.
Right now, very plump.
Like you put your hand in it. Go, with people. This is what I do. Told him I just go.
So what did you guys do day 2?
Matt, you go ahead.
So
Outside
as
of
I-
our interviews.
So as I mentioned, we did interviews, and then we had really nothing until Persona in the evening. So of course, as I mentioned earlier, I got into it with Nate. He was doing Huma Morgana again, and Ryan was co-hosting with me. And I was actually totally fine for this gathering, despite the fact that my drinks. This could be said for we flip the roles tomorrow for another gathering we're going to talk about. But that went well, and then we went out to go eat. I forgot where. My mind was still hazy, and then I ran Persona: The Midnight Gathering.
After 6 shots of Everclear.
God, how are you still alive?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but hey,
Not Craig's like Southern Moonshine Party.
but you know what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the one thing I've always wanted to do is the midnight Persona gathering. I don't
have Persona.
I don't have a Persona cosplay, but ever since you've been, I don't know if you've been the one running them this whole time or whatever, but there's a lot of at least I've seen them listed, and every time I see them, I go, dude, that'd be so cool to do. It kind of reminds me of the late night gathering at Otakon. Where I don't know, there's something about doing it because everyone there is going to be. I was going to say a bit more adult, and that's not the right way of phrasing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like you're in the grown-up group. You're not going to have a bunch of teenagers acting like brats or wanting to yell memes and garbage like that. You got people a little more serious.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, this is Fanime, so I'm sure a little more drunk too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, once again, I had security guards with body cams come up to me and try to like disperse me. I said, no, I'm official. So once again, like last year, I had to yell to the crowd, please keep the fire exits clear. I don't want to be shut down again this year.
Find a new location to have the gathering gather at then, if that's the case. Because if you're getting too big to block exits, then you gotta find a new location, man. That's the only solution.
Yeah, I'll bring it up with the cosplay staff next year about maybe if I can get clearance to do it outside. Although it's kind of cold. Something gets cold during the outside at night.
It does. It's a nice part of the evening where I can actually wear heavier costumes and not be bothered.
I mean, we would hold it outside again, but now like everyone's like kind of lobbying outside nowadays.
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm. You know what I miss? The fountains.
Oh, I know.
Because we're talking about the outside, I'm like, man, I miss those fountains. It was always the best cosplay gathering point. I think every cosplay group always wanted the fountains. Because I remember doing a really kick-ass Final Fantasy gathering there one time. I did what was the other gathering I did? Pokemon gathering, I think, by there one time. Yeah, I miss the fountains. Plus, it wasn't one of those ones where you had to look at like a thing like, wait, where's gathering site 3 again? No, it's just like, it's at the fountains. We'll be there.
I mean, I have so many iconic shots at the freaking fountains. Like most of it being of my Ryu, like from back in 2010. But even so, like I have iconic shots from the Melancholy Gathering or Melancholy Fire Suzumiya Gathering. I ran there. Of course, there was the Robbie's Ken Nakamatsu Gathering that we did there too. He brought that back this year, which I was really happy about.
Yeah, I really wanted to do that and see if I could bust out Motoko from Love Hina because she's my best girl back in the day. But I didn't have time to finish up Motoko.
I still have Tama. I'm sure I could find the rest of the costume, but
I may have kicked it somewhere.
It's custom made by a close friend.
But if I kick a turtle, I could probably find my soulmate and go on a soul searching adventure.
Custom made by a close friend. Because I never
I
saw.
still have my Tama with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jared, you were about to say?
I was gonna say that. That being said, at least night 2 felt to be a bit more less crazy.
We had the old school gathering in the evening.
We did.
Yeah, you busted out Bright for that one, and I
just
busted out
military
Sayla.
all day, just all day military times. But I like being Bright because basically if there's any other Gundam characters, everyone's like Bright slap, Bright slap, Bright slap. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Hero Yui. It could be.
You gotta tell that story where you slap that butthead from what was it from Star Blazers who was like trying to hit on me.
Well, the problem is I wanted to, I guess I had to do like a stage punch, right? And that there's like certain movements you have to do like. I was gonna do like a fake like stop, but unfortunately the guy was kind of in the wrong position. / I wasn't wearing glasses, and 1 and 1 came together and just bam, and I'm like, oh crap. I don't want to.
People thought it was part of an act.
Yeah, they thought
you actually took down a legit creeper.
Yeah. Which I wasn't meaning to. I was meaning to just kind of do like the scared, like that, boom, and have them go, oh crap, and you back off, and
the crowd was going wild.
No glasses. It ends up actually hitting someone. And dude, those guys were so in character. Except for obviously it wasn't Amuro.
You didn't have to Bright slap me so hard in my freaking my freaking Amuro cosplay, by the way.
Yeah. Normally I don't hit people, I promise.
And then after that, okay, let's head over to Peggy Sue's for burgers, just so we can get some Bright photos of Bright eating burgers.
You and your obsession with that.
It's a meme of the Gundam
I understand that. And I understand that if I went as Bernie from 0080, you would also have me eat hamburgers. I understand that.
Bernie burgers.
But it still makes me sad inside.
Go ahead.
We still need to work on that plan to go to Disney as Bernie and Chris.
This is true. Okay, you were saying, Matt?
Oh, I've been waiting to do a photo shoot of me eating a burger as Jonah from Germangon. Because there's a scene where they do it at a Five Guys. There's a scene, but it's like, I just want to go eat at Five Guys and just do that. But I was going to mention earlier, did anyone run into the big, massive Tiger King cosplay group?
Oh God, I was actually gonna just bring that up, when we talk about what were your highlights, what were your lowlights, and what were the WTF lights. That was definitely under the WTF lights.
I didn't see the gathering. I did see random, but I thought they were just dressed like. The weird thing about Tiger King is I wouldn't think of it as a cosplay. I just think it's just people like, God, Fanime is getting some white trash. What is up with that?
Hey, I have that cat print dress from Heart of Hope. Oh, hey, I have that leopard print dress from Lady Dictature. We're talking to Bash here. And then I think it was one of you guys, they're yeah, they're costing us Carol Baskin. Oh.
I mean, there was a Carol Baskin, there was a Saf, there was a Jeff Lowe, there was a Doc Antle, there was one of Doc Antle's wives.
And then some folks from FurryCon come in and dress up as tigers.
I can't believe I missed this gathering.
Yeah, I ran into them while you were running the waifu. You sunk my waifu panel with
Is that? You're right. Yeah, Final Fantasy's the next day. Yeah, just doing that, which was fun because I've gotten a lot more into Azurlane, so it became a lot more discussions of history and stuff like that, and talking about comparing designs, comparing approaches, and then telling everyone that Azurlane is awesome because they have more countries, which makes it better because then I am in love with the entire Royal Navy.
I have a whole entire Royal Navy Ida bag, so I was on the hunt for Royal Navy Ida charms.
But yeah, I missed that gathering, which I think is fine. Like I said, I saw people dressed like some of the other, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't know what this is about, but I'm just gonna. For anyone asking, yes, I've seen the documentary. It's everyone's seen the documentary. It's more the point of my brain doesn't think of that as a cosplay option. So I'm just like, okay, some people here have weird taste in clothes. Some of these people look really white trashy for my taste.
Are they part of the con or are they part of the Westboro meetup?
Did some of the hobos just stumble into the convention center? I don't know what's going on here.
We're really down on comic times. I think you want to show up. Matt, speaking of weird reality show stuff, did you? I forgot what his name was. He's like the guy who's like has a really big ass neck from like 90 Day Fiance. I couldn't tell if they were cosplaying or if they were just like a con attendee just looking for a waifu.
I'm not recalling that.
Yeah, I'm not recalling it either.
Just a general question here. I just want to ask: is it wrong for a guy to have an Ida bag at all?
I don't think so.
No.
It depends on the type you get, I guess.
Yeah, I think anyone can have an Ida bag. Like,
Get a
I like them.
pink backpack. I don't know. I'm gonna have to question that, but I need like a cool like satchel bag.
They do. Deb has a satchel
It
Ida
used to
bag.
be like black or brown or something like that with guy color.
Yeah, they have one in navy.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you know what? That one's fine, and depending what you, I guess like I said, it depends on the type of bag you get and who you put on it. That's my answer.
All right, who do you want to make an Ida bag of then?
Well, it's down to 3 options, and one of them I doubt I'm going to find any merchandise for, considering how old the series is. But it'd be either between Sailor Mars, Haruhi Suzumiya, or at least Asuna from Sword Art Online.
I know you can get Sailor Mars charms
That's
in
easy
Art
to
Sally
get,
because
yeah.
that's like easy peasy. And I've seen Ida bags online. I had to link this to you, where it looks like the Game Boy Game Boy handheld.
Oh, so yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
And you can like put pins, like your Ida
Although I
charms
would
in
do
there.
a video game related one if that was the case. None of your, I guess that'd be Sword Art. If you're gonna get the Game Boy one, that's still weird. It feels oddly anachronistic to have those two together.
Yeah, I want to get like one of those and do like a Kingdom Hearts one of Sea Salt Trio.
Versus me, where I'm saying like, oh, it'd be cute to see that if like a Princess Peach set or something.
Anywho. So day 2, nighttime shenanigans.
Well, I mean, I got drunk hell again, not to mention also, I don't know if Jared remembered this or not, but we had him yell at Chica again.
Yeah, I know, because my first one everyone loves, so I had to do it again.
Yeah, that kind of became a meme.
It's more weird when you're bright and you're doing it rather than a character who is known for yelling at idols.
And then you have the Amuro slap scene with Matt's Kanon Nesto.
Oh.
By the way, I should probably mention that when it came to nighttime, his Chica body pillow went missing.
Oof.
After Jared left after yelling at her, it's like it was somewhere in the room, but Matt lost it. I think he took it on him with his drunken adventure out to probably out to like the casino.
You know what?
You know?
You know what? It was the casino because I remember I was partying. I kind of like semi-blacked out. Then I woke up and I was playing a Texas Hold'em cash game over at Bay 101, holding my the thing I carried with me.
But the real question, Matt, is did you get pho?
I think I got pho. Yeah, I got pho over there. Yeah, they have Bay 101 has really good pho. So it's like I need to sober up because A, I'm trying to win money, and B, this pho is really good.
I understand that that the casino's right across in Silver Island. And did you go on some Silver Island shenanigans?
I got stuck in like the fake casino again because I was just killing at the blackjack table again. Meanwhile, these guys are all watching hentai nights like in the other rooms. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, like, porn or making shmoney. What do you want more?
You know me, I was just partying it down. I gotta do.
Yeah, we went to Craig's Southern Moonshine Party. He kind of wanted like this whole Southern country vibe in there.
I like the themed parties. It reminds me of the East Coast. I do appreciate it.
But it just didn't really have quite a bit of Southern charm, but it did have a lot of Southern comfort.
Yeah. Put that together, some 7-Up, you get yourself a nice, good old-fashioned drink there.
And I think at this point is you went on your rant about Studio Trigger, and it wasn't pretty.
I get Studio Triggered sometime. That is true. I have had so many rants about what you know what the problem is? People put anime on the TV, and then they get me drunk. And you know what's going to happen. Everyone knows what's going to happen. Everyone has met me and seen me drunk, yelling at Adult Swim or something like that. I've done it 1,000 times, and someone is just like, hey, let's just throw stuff on that we know Jared doesn't like, just to get him to go into one of his long-winded rants about why something is aesthetically a failure. And I do, and eventually Bart or someone comes up to me and goes like, hey, dude, that was really great and all. Just here. And it's like a cup of water. It's just like the water. Sit down.
Are you sure that was water?
No, actually. That could have been any number of clear liquids.
Yeah, they also have some Everclear there too.
How am I still alive?
I want to know how you and Matt survived to this point of Fanime.
I survived fine because I was like, I just occasionally drink here or there. I was like, I'll have a drink here or there, or at least I'll have a drink throughout. Like, I'll pace myself over the day. Where Matt, he just goes in the paint, and then either I have to drag him back to the hotel room, or suddenly we end up at Levix again.
Yeah, seriously, I had so much alcohol. I should have done a Mike Still Casa cosplay.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure we could find a couple shirts in Deal Dealer's Hall and get rid of one of your pants.
Yeah, figure out how to do it.
And here's the ultimate thing. Going into day 3, I did not recover from that hangover as quickly as I did on going into day 2. Because day 3 for that morning was a disaster, and Ryan knows it firsthand.
What happened, Ryan?
Well, let's just say it involves a certain gathering of a lot of pasta, and in this case, it was a lot of alcohol.
I was there.
At Sismail, Austria.
With sunglasses on again. It's outside. I'm hungover. Stop it.
And you're like handing what you're costing is Austria. You're just talking to Arnold with quotes the whole time. And he was like, "Oh my God, are you a fancy Terminator?"
Well, because the thing is, like, there's always like the 5 or 6 guys at a hotel gathering, and everything else is just gals. And Austria doesn't get shipped particularly to anyone really. So most of the time I'm just kind of sitting there, where still obviously hungry, but you know, I'm gonna get the one picture for the one hungry, and then it's just like, and then everyone else is like, okay, now we need Italy and Germany. Now we need Germany and France. Now we need England and America. And I'm just sitting there. There's Austria. I'm hanging out with like a Russia. And like,
remember when Matt tried to call you out as Australia? I'm like, oh wait, no, he was stuttering so much.
The difference between the countries. Yes, I do remember that.
Like one is in one is in Central Europe. How did you go? But did both of you went as Philippines, right?
That is correct. And I was the more sober of the two of us.
That's why you were running the gathering and I was co-hosting.
But Matt, you should have busted out karaoke because that's part of our
Cultural tradition.
Sports traditions.
Let's just say at the gathering he did something I didn't expect him to do. After we called ourselves out pretty much for Philippines, he took a shot right in front of everybody, and then afterwards literally called America, Spain, and Japan out, and like literally just like called them out, like just yelling at them for no reason. I'm like, Matt, what the hell are you doing? Like, then and next you know, I turn around, he's yelling at Spain for all our problems, and then like next you know, he's on his knees begging to America, we want our independence back. Can we have it back during Memorial Day, please?
The thing is, I was yelling, ship picks, because all these countries connected.
And you're still using your Arnold voice.
Yeah. And I was telling me to shut up. I said, you can't tell me to shut up. I'm dapper as fuck.
I remember that.
You know what? Somebody thought I was proposing to America because I was on my knees.
Yeah, it's true. That was an unfortunate pose choice.
And meanwhile, I'm banned from flying from the Philippines because I told our embassy we should get on all fours in front of America. And that's how I'm banned from flying from the Philippines. True story.
Oh. Yeah,
well, after that fiasco, it went pretty much like we all did the group shot and then just called it. Just said I was embarrassed off my fucking ass. I couldn't even like handle them at that rate.
Yeah, that was a let's go to the dealer hall and like pretend this never happened moment.
Yeah, let's just move on and let's just focus on getting through the day so we can get to CWF later on that night.
Actually, coming to think about it now, I remember. Right after we got done with that embarrassment and went to dealers hall for a quick second, I told Matt, "Hey, do you want to end the streak?" And by that, there's been a tradition me and Matt have done for since SoccerCon like 3 years ago. We've been known to play Persona 4 Arena Ultimax in the arcades, and he always tries to beat my Kanji Tatsumi. Every time he's lost, and either he gets salty and just runs, like, just walks away from the freaking cabinet, or he just causes some uproar. So I said, "Do you want to end the streak?"
The good news is being hungover makes you better at fighting games.
Oh God, I was massively salty. I said best. I think it was like we did like 5 matches. I got insta killed 5 times.
Like I said, you shouldn't have strayed away from your Junpei. That's what you get for trying to play like Risei right afterwards, and then going straight into Naoto, and then playing
Narukami
right afterwards.
And then I did 3 more. I mean, luckily the last 2 out of 3. I mean, 2 of the 3 you killed me. I actually got a round off you, but yeah, I got like I'm done. I'm done with this game forever. I quit.
Oh, yeah, Sunday was also the results of the Gunplush show, and I believe both Ryan and Jared placed in that one.
Yeah,
I still can't believe the results. I mean, Jared, it was a good display, and honestly, it was a good kit. I just can't believe my Wing versus 00 lost, or at least came in second place.
Well, the thing is that like I wanted to do something more comedic because everyone tries to do serious or these really crazy, like kit bashes and stuff like that. So my thing was designed around making a dollhouse out of Gunplas. So at the dollhouse, the homemade dollhouse, I actually made that one. It wasn't bought at a store. And I had my Gunplas in there for like doll clothes, and it was all like silly, and yet they're like, I like this because you're having fun with it. You're doing something different. But no, yours was badass. I actually like seeing that, how you posed everyone in like really cool poses. You know what it made me? It made me want to go and play Dynasty Warriors Gundam is what it made me want to play. Or
ever since we got back, that's what I've been playing lately, ironically.
Yeah. Because I don't know, just like you want to see those series versus modes, and that's a pretty sweet series versus mode.
I mean, it could always be Gundam Battle Assault back on the old PlayStation.
That's true. You go back to that.
Oh, the good old salty days.
Yeah. Well, hell, I have my issues of Dynasty Warriors 1 at least, because like some of the units are way underpowered. Like Turn A is just way underpowered. And I'm like, screw you, game. Turn A is insanely powerful.
I'm still kind of surprised that Ruby version of like the Gundam Wing cast was a runner-up, or at least an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some really creative things this year, and I like that. Like I'm glad it wasn't just, oh, we're giving it to this like modified perfect grade Exia, and it's like, well, cool, but like we use creativity in our ideas or numbers, but it so that's always my fears that some just I did a perfect grade kit but painted it black so it's different. It's like, come on.
It's like, can we be any more or less original, guys? Come on.
But yeah, also during this time, you also reviewed the Fanime bento from Okamoto Kitchen.
Lifesaver. So good. Check out the review. It'll be up soonish.
Yeah, we got a couple of review stuff on our sister channel, Eat the Magic, which is our food review channel.
I wanted some Psycho Donuts, but I did not get the opportunity of Psycho Donuts.
Again.
Every year, I'm the one who misses up. I review food. Can I review Psycho Donuts now, please? But yeah, what are you gonna do?
But yeah, that box is amazing.
So
y'all should have been there.
Well, karaage is now my official favorite way to have chicken. Karaage is so damn good.
I ain't denying that. I'll second that.
And then after lunch, I had to rush over to my Final Fantasy panel, and I didn't want to change. I originally on my cosplay plans, I wanted to have Ignis for that, but then when you're just like, oh, do Italia, then do Ignis, then do CWF, and I'm like, it's too much changing. I'm not doing it. So just went there as Austria, which is great because that makes a lot of sense. And I ran that panel, and it was the new version, so people got to see the new version, and people really liked it. They liked, especially some of the new stuff I got to talk about. There's a lot. I changed up the Greek section significantly. I changed up the Middle Eastern section significantly, and got to have some of my favorites in there. And of course, I get to use my new favorite line: "Please don't eat endangered animals." a line I shouldn't have to say at a panel, and yet I have to say it at a panel, because a certain creature from Final Fantasy is based off an endangered animal, or it's based off a legend, and I believe that legend is based off of a currently endangered animal, and it very much upsets me. Stop eating pangolins. They're like adorable anteater things, and they don't deserve to be eaten. You do not get magical powers from eating them. You just kill off a very, very adorable species. Stop it.
And that was Jay's SJW rant of the day.
Oh, I'm sorry for being a conservationist who cares about this Earth and doesn't want us all to die in some fiery apocalypse of no ozone. And no animals.
Maybe like Overlord and just kick baby seals.
Don't even joke about that.
So we got Matt back here. What did y'all do the afternoon of Sunday? How did you laze on the Sunday afternoon?
Well, Sunday is, I think after Hetalia, I think we just wanted just like, all right, I need to really, 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 really sober up. So
Until you decide that you want to go to Mini Boss and try to claim that you're not sandbagging in Maxi Tune. Also, the game over you had right afterwards.
I'm telling you, I sat back because I was dominating the competition and I wanted to get off the machine. There's no way to get off unless you lose.
His GTR lost to my GTR in other turns for the second time. And because of that, he got the most expensive drink at Mini Boss and pretty much like went continue the rest of his drunken night.
You know what this just reminded me what we need to do in these days? We need to go to all of us get on initial D machines while drunk. Oh, we need to do it drunk.
Oh my god. Dalton, me and Dalton would be so in.
That would be amazing. I'd be down.
Initial D. To my older brother, he loves that game. He's like, come on, man, drunk initial D. He's like, oh, I'm in, let's do it.
Do you remember if the game room had 4 cabinets, or was it just the 2 cabinets again?
It was just the 2.
Hey, Jay, did you have a chance to check out the game room?
I did a little bit. I stepped in there, but it's usually so. I don't want to wait in lines to play a game. Is kind of where my thing is. The arcade, I was like just looking around because you're going to inevitably see some people rocking at DDR, and I don't even know. Are people born with like 2 sets of legs? How does that game work?
Well, let's ask our friend Jonas.
Because like I've seen people and they're just like boom, 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 and like I think I'm seeing after images of your legs. What the hell is going on here?
And I think after that, like after Final Fantasy, you want to check out the dojo room where they were teaching like kickboxing or something.
Yeah, I always like going
to like Kali lessons not too long ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want to check out, and just they're like, "Hey, do you want to go up?" And I'm like, "Oh, not while wearing Austrian. No, this is not martial arts clothing." Because I didn't want to change until I was preparing for CWF. So because of that, I just kind of stayed in Austria for most of the day, which was not the most comfortable outfit. It was getting a little hot, and that is like 3 layers. Not fun. But the dojo, thankfully, is in the convention center. It's air conditioned, and I could just watch people practice judo throws. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
All right, shall we go to CWF?
Oh, yes, the crown jewel of Fanime Con in general.
And Jay had his new Gilgamesh costume based off like one of the artsy cards.
It is the triumphant return of King Gilgamesh.
Return? You never even got here.
No, it's returned because I did last year, and then now I finally get to go as him again this year. And man, the Fanime audience, they are loud. You don't realize how loud they are when you're in the audience. When you're on that stage, I felt like I was going to get knocked over. But yeah, this time I wasn't first, thankfully. Yeah, new variation of Gil, because you really wanted me to wear this like kimono-ish version, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Went up there, began, of course, my favorite opening line of all time. My loyal subjects, I am so grateful you're here to worship me. Yes, it is finally my chance to take Fanimania by the reins and rule it as its true king. And man, the audience, yeah, they aren't super cool on some Johnny-come-lately king saying that he deserves to rule all of Fanime. And to get the bell, it was good.
All right, so
I swear to God, it was like instead of this usual CWF chant, it was like all I could hear was Gilgamesh. It's like it was crazy.
Yeah, it was odd because like it's that weird thing where you always forget that sometimes people love heels, and this time it's like half the crowd. You know what I expected? I expected the old John Cena one of "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." I was thinking it almost could have gone that direction for me. Where it was like, "Let's go Gilgamesh sucks," but that did not happen. Though people, next time, I'm not against it. And I made it to round 2, which is nice. Not make it to the finals, which is fine, whatever. It's more fun for me to just have that opening. That opening salvo is always the best. So I'm glad where I made it. I don't need the belt. Gil needs the belt, but I personally do not need the belt. But I did get the Anything Goes belt. That was fun. I had that for a day, and then lost it in a silly way. I had Lupin steal it from me. So I was like, well, yeah, what's gonna happen? Lupin's gonna steal the belt. So. But oh my god, the Anything Goes belt, so much fun. But okay. That's kind of my 2 cents. You can watch the rest. It's all streaming, so you can check it out. I was curious about you guys. You guys were all in the audience, so I was curious what you guys thought.
Well, you know who went first, right?
Honestly, I was doing my preparation, so I wasn't really paying attention.
I had to go first.
Oh, that was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was me, as Yuri Katsuki from Yuri on Ice.
Yeah, I was.
Oh boy, that audience was really tough, and I didn't have a Victor this time around to hype me up in the back. So I struggled with the audience the entire time. I was just like, I'm going to skate to this competition. I'm going after that belt. I'm taking everybody down, and they were just booing me left and right, and I think I glanced at Ryan for a second. He was just face palming on me. It's just like, oh god, what is he doing?
Well, that's what you get for trying to play the biggest heel when you're supposed to be like the complete like face character.
I thought I was playing one. I mean, then again, I had drinks before I went up, so I was like, I don't remember if I was acting as a heel or a face.
Don't drink before doing CWF. There's my advice to you. I was gonna say a thing about like the Fanime audience being a little crazy. And I'm like, you know what? Don't drink before doing CWF. Don't do that. Don't drink and wrestle. It's my rule.
Yeah, I didn't make round 2. I nobody loved me, but hey, it gave me experience too when I go back to either the next Fanimania or when they go do SAC Anime again.
Yeah, totally.
I'm definitely jumping back in.
I think Yuri would work great for SAC Anime, honestly.
He's a big hype man.
So after CWF, then we begin the last night of the Bender.
With me just being so hype. And by the way, nothing more fun than a buzzed Gilgamesh. People thought I ranted when I was not dressed as Gilgamesh. You have yet to see me rant.
You know what? People were... Go ahead.
By Nero.
People were afraid for me because they thought I was going to end up like Yuri Katsuki as he's actually drunk in the anime Yuri on Ice. And I'm like, oh no, I won't get to that level. I think I did somewhere.
Yeah, when you ended up leaving to go back to Levix, got lost and ended up in the freaking park, drunk, calling every one of us at like 3 a.m.
That's why I turned my phone's audio off after midnight.
Oh. But then again, I was having fun at the Senpai Squad party. So I think at some point they realized me. I'm like, I need to get home. Where's home?
I think the new rules next year, someone needs to get one of those little like little vests you can put on kids. And you can put like a little leash on your child. And somebody needs to have like a little vest leash on you. And so just, not the whole con. That's weird and kinky. That's not what I'm saying. But like, once it hits 10 o'clock and you start getting like wasted, somebody's just put like a little thing on you, so as you start wandering off, no, we're staying at this party. It's okay. No, sit. Hey, man, you keep wandering off. Like, I know that I get drunk as Dale and I start flirting with every woman and guy dressed as a woman that I see, but in my defense, that Estafa was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Did you run into Aya Hirano at the Pooh statue, the infamous Pooh statue?
I thought did we?
Because you were the one bragging, unless it was just you being drunk again. But you mentioned that you met Aya Hirano at the infamous Pooh statue before you made it back to the room.
Was it Aya?
No,
was it just a tree that you saw and you just started? I thought it was Aya Hirano.
I think the second one is right.
It was a homeless dude?
No, the tree.
Tree. It's a poster, a little poster flyer on the tree, and you're like, oh my god, I just wanted to meet you so much. It's so great. Man, it's a tree. Come on. No! I want
It's a tree!
I'm waiting for my autograph.
What time did they get back to that hotel room, Ryan? That Monday morning?
It was practically like by the time we're all waking up, like you were like you kept saying like, oh, you told me that you ended up at the Vicks, but then they were closed, and you ended up again drunk at another IHOP.
Oh, you could have told me. Right, I silenced my phone. Never mind. I'd have gone to IHOP drunk. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Again, Craig's 1960s swinging post ballroom dance party.
Yep, as drunk Gilgamesh and drunk Nero. It was great.
My only memory of that IHOP visit was a receipt that said country fried steak, pancakes, and a large orange juice.
That's a strong choice. Mad at that. See, now I'm lamenting. I'm like, oh man, I could have gone to IHOP. It was great. The king demands a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. It's it was back in the day. It probably still is. It's like pancakes, just doused in as many strawberries as possible and whipped cream. It's probably the least healthy breakfast ever.
Do they deliver this late? I wonder.
I mean, they're supposed to be open late, last I recall.
And then you and I were just trying to stumble back to our hotel room because you and I, we usually like to, Jay and I, we like to pack the night before we have to leave, just so we can make things easier in the morning so we can avoid the elevator bum rush. How successful work.
There was a pile on top of my suitcase. So clothes were at least a pile.
Someone broke the elevator at the Marriott again.
Yeah.
Good times.
That's why we don't stay in the Marriott.
Here's a secret.
Our elevator.
Here's a secret. Use the service elevators. Just make sure that no staff sees you on the way in or out.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We didn't have to pack on in going into day 4 because as of we're recording this, we're still in San Jose.
Oh, look at me. I'm in San Jose. I'm so special. I didn't have a plane flight to catch. La-dee-da.
I mean, after interviewing Flo, we had to tell them that we at least be at their concert again the following week.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? I'm not going to come. Look, if I could, I would have hung out with you guys and gone to the concert. So.
Yeah, things happen. We all have busy schedules. I mean, like I said, we're all part of press. We're all doing our panels. We're having weekend benders.
I mean, since AX just announced their guests of honor for this year, like, not only they're bringing Aquas, they're also bringing Muse. I gotta save up my money for those.
Oh God, we have the
baby, and they also just announced Furuya Toru and Suichi Keita from Gundam. So I'm like, the voice actors for Char and Amuro. I need to meet them. I need to do every VIP thing with them.
Didn't they say they're having a surprise guest for the panel?
Yes. Who do you think it could be?
Man,
I think it's Tamino.
Yes, I was gonna say.
I think it's Tamino too.
I was gonna joke, like, if only like the creator was there, that would be so cool. It's like, well, yeah, it's probably gonna be tough.
I mean, with Halfway's Flash coming out soon, it would have to be. He'd have to be there.
I think it's premiering at Expo.
I think so. They haven't made an announcement, but you know how Expo is. We probably won't know until the week before.
I know, but
there are rumors that Andrew WK is scheduled to have a concert like during AX over at the Nokia Theater. So like,
is it just gonna be us going there and yelling for like stuff from Gundam Rock?
I think that's what it is because it looks like AX and Bandai, they're teaming up to do some like really amazing things. Like, it's going to be the year of Sunrise at AX this year when you got both Muse and Aquas performing.
And you got a chunk of the classic Gundam cast. I hope they do Flash because I'll probably be one of 800 rights like showing up going like, looks like we got to slap our boy. He ain't acted right.
There's a line of rights at Toru's autograph line.
Oh, there totally will be. He's going to sit there like, oh.
No, like last time we met on Toru, he was a really good sport about like being in character.
Yeah, I actually asked him, like, I just wanted to ask, I have nothing, no silly moon question. Just want to ask about Gundam, and he immediately does the, my father never even hit me line. And I'm like, that wasn't what I was going to ask, but thank you.
But the point being, there's people here who got to save money for AX because they're really like just rolling out the big boys for this one.
And
like,
rolling out the prices. Jeez.
What I mean, how do you think it feels for us? I mean, like we just got done here at Fanime. Now we have Flow here, like at the end of the week, and then we don't even have a month and a half to recover. Hopefully, this guy isn't on another bender before we get to Anime Expo for like by that time.
Wait, you mentioned that Awkwars and Muse are going to AX, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just got an email saying that they're performing at Staples Center.
Dude.
Good luck buying those tickets.
Oh, I got to email AX press staff on Tuesday for see if we can get into Staples for that.
Oh man, we should probably get back to Monday since we have to actually try to wrap up this podcast.
We'll talk about content we're looking forward to towards the end of the show. But let's wrap up today. All right.
Yeah, let's actually get to Monday.
How long did we have to get packed and check out?
Yeah,
we were overtime because this guy again hung over as hell. Like I couldn't even get him out of bed.
I had one of the last panels of the day, so all my mind was thinking about is 2 o'clock panel, 2 o'clock panel, 2 o'clock panel.
And when you were going down the elevators, you were like reenacting a scene from Streets of Rage. Do tell.
Well, okay, that's how I felt because everyone is packed in there, and all I can think about is just punching people out of the elevator, going like, no, get out of here, stop, no more people in here. Door would open, and I feel like I just needed to go like, just knock the guy out. Nope, not happening.
I nearly grand uppered somebody on the way out. I swear to God, it was so bad.
Yeah, it was. I can't. People, look. I know I'm not dressed like Gilgamesh, but you should still technically treat me like Gilgamesh at any con. So if I'm in the elevator, unless you're a beautiful woman, you're not really allowed in the elevator with me. So that's the new rule, and I want everyone at Fanime next year to abide by that rule.
But what if we admit that we're peasants and we're like and kneel before you, or at least let you just step on us? Then what?
All right, I'll let that slide. But
so, what was your 2 o'clock panel?
That was the newest one I've been working on, which was called Dungeons and Dragons in Japan. For those who don't know, Dungeons and Dragons, when released in Japan, was released in manga format. The rule set was in manga format. It is the coolest thing ever. I don't read Japanese, so I can't read the rules, but I found some scans of it. I was discussing that, how Dungeons and Dragons caught on and how it led to the creation of Final Fantasy and technically Dragon Quest, which led to Final Fantasy, and how it led to things like Lodoss Wars and Slayers and just everything. That's how they really got introduced to kind of more of a Western fantasy concept. And the initial book failed, but the manga version they released, where that's how they did the rules and how role play and that kind of stuff, worked better, and it caught on. And people were like, oh, I like this. I like the idea of this. So I've never played with people in Japan, though I'd assume the way they play probably would be more in line with like, events in say Lodoss Wars or Slayers than they would be like how the Americans do it, where we're a little bit more serious. But I'd be curious to actually talk to people who grew up in Japan if they actually played D&D. Please email me so I can actually add that to my panel, because I would really love firsthand accounts of anyone who got to read that manga version and grew up with that. But it is the coolest thing when I found that out, and I was like, I have to do a panel about this, because most people are thinking like, oh, D&D, it's just America, maybe Canada. It's like, no. This actually went all around the world, and it's kind of amazing how they changed up how to sell it to different countries.
All right, what do y'all do?
I actually kind of found out that Victory Gundam isn't so bad, but then I can kind of see why people like complain about Uso so damn much. It's like I went to the
is not a fan of Victory Gundam, so.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's like the first couple episodes. Like I'm still gonna buy it, or at least like look at it online to see like how good it is, and then see how it plays out. But I can see why people turned out not to like Victory Gundam and more favored like Wing and G Gundam right afterwards.
Yeah. But people are wrong in not liking X, so those people can go shut up, because X is amazing.
I know Matt and I decided to check out the charity auction over at Stage Zero, because I was just kind of I was confused about this particular item up for bidding. So apparently the Tesla Cybertruck was up for auction.
Could anyone afford that? Yes.
That and this drunken stupidity tried.
Like, soul and the souls of 7 orphans for it. I'm like, what the? Like, what is
Matt,
going on?
how much did that go for? The Tesla Cybertruck?
$64,000.
It's not bad. That's not bad for a Tesla, since a 2-door just kind of starts at 30,000 and you just kind of work your way up.
Yeah, it was the used though, so I think that's what drove the value. It was like a brand new off of the line. It would have been easily like 120, 150.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I think because it was used, it was like 64. But yeah, I tried to jump into bidding, and unfortunately, I got outbidded really quick.
Making it rain again, but not.
Make it
Making it rain again.
That's
Yeah.
that's a hurricane or something. Gonna make it hurricane if you want to get a Tesla truck.
Oh. But yeah,
Didn't you win something, Matt?
yeah, I won a jump cover signed by Homemade Kazuku and Flo.
Did you mention like Nano was on it too or something?
Oh yeah, Nano's on it too. Nano and the Beat Garden.
Oh, nice. It's a little bit of everyone.
Yeah.
I just kind of forgot to mention on like day 2, Music Fest was hella lit.
Oh yeah, tell me more about that.
So like as Matt mentioned, like all the people that signed his drum, like his drum head, like everyone played out. I still have to say, like, despite everyone going over Beat Garden and Nano, I still think Kazuku was better. Was like, if I had to rate it, it was like Kazuku, Flow, and then the Nano, and then Beat Garden right afterwards. But the whole house was packed. Like, I swear to God, like,
I imagine
any more people, it would have been a fire marshal, like right there. I swear to God, someone tried to start a freaking mosh pit though somewhere.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful. Yeah, I have to agree with Brian. It went Homemade, Flow, Nano, Beat Garden. But yeah, that was a set of 4 that I will probably never forget from this music fest. They went all out this year, and I thank Fanime for putting that on. It was fantastic.
But ending out our day pretty much is like, okay, I went to the video room. I found Matt at the auction. I made him salty one more time. This time we were playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in the arcade. I swear to God, the other Matt nearly broke the arcade cabinet again.
I'd have joined you guys after my panel if you guys were that late.
It's understandable. Like I said, we'll find you at the arcade, or at least we can all go to round 1 next time we're at Anime Expo.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we rounded out day 2 by going to Korean barbecue over again.
I like Gen. Jared, not so much.
Yeah.
But unless someone's doing the cooking for him.
Yep. I don't go to restaurants to cook my own food.
Oh, and thank God we Ubered there, because I went one last time. Remember all those shoju pictures I bought, Ryan?
After all the times that you went to the Vix, yes.
No, so much shoju was on hand. It was just ridiculous, and it's like, I think like on Tuesday I woke up like at noon.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it's kind of how I feel about shoju. It's fine. I know a lot of people really like it. Like I kind of put it in the it's fine category, which I don't know if that makes me a jerk or something, but
different strokes, different folks.
Yeah, I'm a whiskey man, so I need something with some color to it.
Yeah, I'm a teenager person. But anyway.
Matt, I can confirm, is definitely a Filipino rum guy.
Oh, that's what I forgot to bring some Totinos. I'll bring that next year.
Yes, if you bring it next year, totally gonna be all about that life. Anywho, I decided to check out Stage 0 on the last day. Did some last minute dealer's haul runs. Got some Dia keychains. Got some more Royal Navy keychains because Belfast is one of my best girls. I picked up the anniversary Azure Lane art book because, like, yeah, I've been like eyeing that for a while. And
didn't you find that limited edition copy of Azure Lane for PS4, Ari, like when we were like walking around after the Bluefin booth?
I already have a copy of it. I always get on that pre-order. It's awesome.
But yeah,
wait.
that is true.
Mhm.
For new, well, if you, well, to tell people now, so you can totally go get your time machine, go back in time and get it.
No worries.
Last I checked, Iffy's story was still available, but that was like 2 weeks ago, or at least 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Jared, like, how is that Neo Xeon coming along, by the way?
Oh, I didn't actually buy that. That was a joke. My general view on Unicorn is everything Unicorn sucks, even stuff that's kind of cool. Because trust me, I would already have a Delta Plus if I didn't hate Unicorn so much, because I do have a love for the Delta Plus, because it is a sleek looking, it's buffed out Hyakushiki. How could I not love it? But no, I was just joking about that. Yeah, it looked like I was going to carry that to. I didn't actually do that. I'm sorry. I didn't know you thought I actually grabbed that.
And those photos really made me think for a while. Though you got me good there.
Yeah, right though. I love trolling people like that. But most people know I'm joking when I have like something like clearly an absurd like choice of model kit. That's usually think of it as a joke. Like again, one of the jokes for my brother is my brother like can't stand the designs for age, and so there is a photo. It will be posted soon of me holding like 6 different age kits, and like anyone who knows me goes like, "You're not building an age kit." No, I told you FAF. FAFs are so cool. It's like, no, I'm not making age kits. But yes, that will be that. Anyone who follows me on Instagram or Twitter, you're going to see all those age pictures soon. They aren't real. I don't own those.
So, Jared, you still remember you cosplayed as on day 4? Because my brain is still trying to
see, I think that was because the thing is I always go through the rule if I need something comfortable enough and I don't want to have to change out of clothes before going to the airport because you don't want to show up at the airport.
So I was in casual Saber for that one for Monday. So it's like just take off the wig. I could easily fly in her casual clothes.
Oh no, that was. I think I was just doing like a bound kind of thing because I just didn't want to put on a costume. I had costumes I brought that I didn't actually use, and I do feel bad about that because I have some My Hero stuff I was gonna wear and what have you, and I was just like, screw it, I'm just wearing I'm going casual. So I was wearing one of my Uniqlo Gundam shirts and just kind of being like, yeah, look at me, I'm a Gundams fan. Because I was so too much drinking, too many panels. CWF was awesome, but like when that adrenaline rush like stops, it's almost like hitting a wall. I was so exhausted and I couldn't. I was just no costumes. I'm done. I want to go home, but not on an airplane. I want someone just like carrying me home. I don't want to move. I still don't.
And with that said, we took a lift from Fairmont to San Jose, and now we're back in the real OC. And here we are right now.
Sleep deprived and exhausted.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I want to go back home too, but we got one more business to take care of. But hey, at least I'm sobering up between now and Thursday.
Yeah, tell me how that concert goes.
Yeah, I'm quite curious. And y'all coming down for AX?
Yep, we got press this year.
Oh, we got press, baby. I am ready to fanboy the fuck out of Maki's VA pile so much.
As far as the drunkenness scale, I'm going to give him about another 4 hours before, like, it's going to happen again.
Well, if you guys still have a supply left, which I don't even know how you could, but...
It's because this guy doesn't know how to not buy several bottles of Henny and then also have green apple soju, like, the next day.
Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, if you keep resupplying yourself, then yes, you're going to stop resupplying.
It can't be helped.
It can be. It's called not going to the store.
I don't go to the store. It's called Drizzly.
Oh, never mind. Then we are all doomed.
All right, so how do y'all rate this year's Fanime?
10 out of 10 would definitely go again. And not to mention, with my buddy Dalton, like, coming in for his first year, it made that experience just 10 times more, like, enjoyable. And not to mention, he's been wanting to do a 24-hour con. He's finally got to experience that, like, that party kind of 24-hour life. Not to mention his drunkenness in the initial machines. It's part of the reason why one of them is down half the con, but that's what being salty does to you.
Don't damage the machines. They have to pay for those, I don't think they're owned by FanimeCon. I'm fairly certain they're like brought over by a local company.
Last time I checked, yeah, it was like a local arcade that brings them down every year.
So don't damage those machines. That could cost the convention quite a bit of money. Okay.
But outside of all those drunken stupors, I have to say that Fanime was definitely worth. I'm glad I got all my gunpla when I did, because now I don't.
Sure. You're not even my real dad, and my joke pictures on Sunday. That was pretty good too. So many troll gunpla pictures, people. It's gonna be great. You guys are gonna love it.
Oh, yeah. This year's Fanime was fantastic. I mean, 10 out of 10. I mean, we had so much fun doing interviews. We had so much fun. I met so much fun meeting people again that I haven't seen in a while.
How did you even remember anything?
I remember I took a lot of photos and wrote down notes on my phone. So I remember some stuff.
Through the notes on the phone.
Yeah, I have the notes app on the phone. You type in notes. It's like, I got drunk at Harano. Then you tell me that was really a tree.
Your notes, and I'm like, man, there's a lot. You use the word ducking a lot. Did that Tito the Duck cosplayer guy?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's a duck that it's a very tall goose that cosplays.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I remember it. Last year I did the whole Demon Slayer cosplay. That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of Demon Slayer, so many of it this year. Oh my
God.
Another one. It was like I couldn't walk 2 feet without seeing a Nezuko or Tanjiro. And then I stare at Nate being I forgot who the yellow haired person. I'm like, God damn it. I'm just gonna go stand in my corner as the only Junpei in existence at this FanimeCon.
Just for reference, like we have this joke going on when when an anime is like really popular and we know we're gonna see like the same character 24 times throughout the day. So anytime that we run into the same character or it's like another character from the series, we go all Kala and say another one.
That works.
And guess what? And another one. You smart, you loyal. Another one.
I mean, I am planning on talking to Shinobu at AX, so I'm going to be part of the Demon Slayer squad.
I've never seen a single episode.
Yeah, you'd like it.
Well, between the Demon Slayer cosplayers and the My Hero Academia cosplayers, and soon to be all the Beastar character cosplayers, it's just we've seen enough this weekend. Enough is enough.
Jared, final thoughts on Fanime?
Crowded, loud. But they do have great audiences, great food options.
Still need to try that crepe place.
Yeah. Overall, like I said, I'm not as hype on Fanime as everyone else is, but I generally have a pretty good time. There's always 1 or 2 moments of either drama or something else going down, which makes everyone's event a little more awkward. I think we made a good choice for our room.
Yeah, because it was just you and me.
Yes. We roomed with each other in order to avoid all the drama caused by everyone else we ever roomed with. With exceptions, obviously.
We have a good track record, I like to think.
Yeah, our room got
S-rank roommates.
It's just that I've had enough weird drama at Fanime to last me the rest of my life. I guess if we're going down out of 10 scale, I guess I'd do 8.
Yeah, it's like a B.
Like I'm never gonna say like, oh, this is the worst con ever and burn it to the ground. Fanime has gotten a lot better in the previous few years. They had a lull there for a few years, but they've gotten better, and I appreciate it. And it's fun seeing all my NoCal friends.
Same. I mean, considering driving from Oregon, everyone's like, "Oh, you're not from here." Like, I'm originally Californian. I should have you know.
Yeah.
But if I have to say anything, like my top moment for Fanime this year was definitely at the Italian gathering after like realizing that there was like maybe 30 or 40 Filipinos in the audience kind of wondering why we're there with a flag and what that. And it's like, then all of a sudden, like Erica comes out of nowhere. It's like, "Mabuhay, bitches." And we're all just like, we just all start saying it.
Oh, that was the greatest. Yeah, that had to be my weekend. Oh, your dad running into Ai Hirano and Kawamoto over at Livix and ordering them food. But yeah, that movement too as well.
You mean the tree?
No, even if it wasn't a tree, even if you really did run into them, we're still for like the rest of this year gonna say, "You mean the tree?"
Oh.
But no, I think that about wraps it up on at least CCB's end.
Scarlet Rhapsody,
Yep.
Which is our hot take on Fanime 2020. It's just pretend. All right. Thank you, CaliConBlog. What is your next con?
Like I said, we're gonna see you guys pretty soon here in a month and a half at Anime Expo. But you guys should come up for KomoriCon if CRX doesn't work out. Like I said, I do Oregon. I can show you. I can be like the tour guide this time.
Awesome.
I would love to go back to Oregon. I haven't been there since I was in high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got freaking flyer miles. We're not afraid to use them. And Jay and I will be headed over to AX. Will we survive?
Speaking of cons, I need to be blackout drunk to get through.
Con goers, welcome to die.
No kidding. Hey, don't worry. It's 2,000 degrees. Your 4-layer clothing is perfectly reasonable.
I'm from Oregon. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Lucky you. All right, this about wraps it up for 0 Hour. And remember, the con is what you make of it, whether or not it's pretend. So make it a good one. See you at the con.
See ya, guys.
See you guys.